Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon. Today we have another book talk video to share with you guys. And today we are talking about the other side of the new Stephen Graham Jones double feature, and that's Killer on the Road. In case you missed it, a couple nights ago we did The Babysitter Lives. Loved it. And yeah, now we're talking about this one. So this book is about a girl named Harper. And she's leaving home. She's had it with her mother. I believe she's like 17 or 18, and she's like, I'm done. She has a big fight with her mom. She ends up, like, she's got a temper. She ends up breaking plates. Upends the couch, which ends up getting, like, stuck in the vertical. And she leaves. And she's like, this is it. Like, I am hitting the road, and I'm getting out of here, and I'm never coming back. And so she goes to this place where she knows there's going to be truckers. It's like this ramp where a lot of truckers pass through. And she's going to hitch a ride. And she's going west. She doesn't know where yet, but she is leaving. And she kind of knows a bit about, truckers and the trucker lifestyle, because her dad, before he ended up kind of going missing, he was a trucker. And one time around Christmas time, he ended up not coming home, and he hadn't been home since. So her mom's really upset about this, of course. And like, they don't know if he just left, just didn't come home, or if something happened to him. Now, the thing also to know about this strip of highway is that a lot of people go missing on this particular part of, American highway. And so that's kind of the setup. But as she's waiting for a truck, well, first a car stops, and these people get out, and they're kind of like religious fanatics, and she gets a real bad vibe from them. And she's like, you know what, you got me. I'm not going anymore. You guys can leave, because she does not want to get in the car with them. So off they go, and then eventually a truck pulls up, and it's three of her friends, and two of them, a girl named Kissy and her boyfriend Jam. I can't remember if it's Jam or Jams. Anyway, they pull up. They had been working at Yellowstone National Park, and they were doing this thing with the trucks. They were in town for the day, so they stop because they went to her house, couldn't find her. So it's them in the truck and her ex-boyfriend Dylan. And they're like, get in with us. And of course, they're hoping to talk her into just going home. But she's like, whatever, I'll get in the car with you for a little bit. And from there, the story becomes this sort of game of cat and mouse between this truck full of kids. Because eventually, what they find out is that Harper's mom had been looking for them. And so she had pulled into the nearby gas station, which they had seen. And then when they're getting ready to pull away, they see that Harper's little sister, Meg, had gotten out of the mom's car and had seen them and gotten into the truck with them. So now it's the four of them plus the little sister, Meg. So yeah, it becomes this game of cat and mouse between this truck full of kids and this one man who is incredibly dangerous and incredibly tricky, and just, it's this whole thing, and it's so fun. It's like the perfect summer read if you want something that's like is really gonna get you. It's gonna get you. And I had a ton of fun with it. So that's Killer on the Road. I'll give you a warning now before I get into any spoilers, but my god, like, Stephen Graham Jones is so good at writing these strong, badass, stubborn, just amazing final girls. There's been so many from all of his different books, from Jade Daniels, of course, from the Indian Lake trilogy, Harper in this one, Charlotte in this one, Amber in I Was a Teenage Slasher, and so many others. I love the way he writes these final girls. So good. Anyway, so yeah, if you're looking for a book where there's a killer trying to kill these kids, this is your book. And they're both just perfect summer reads, even though this one takes place the day before Halloween. So it's also the perfect Halloween read, but there's something that just feels like like a movie you'd watch at summertime, like a summer blockbuster type of feel for both of these, but especially Babysitter. Anyway, if you don't want any spoilers, now's the time to click away, although I don't really know how many spoilers I'll be able to give you anyway, but yeah, skedaddle. Okay, now that they're gone, like I said, I don't know how many spoilers I'll be able to give you, just because for me to tell you about it, it would start to sound a bit repetitive, because it's like they're on the run, they have a run-in with him, they get away, they're on the run, they have a run-in with him, and so forth. But the thing we learn about him pretty early on, so at one point they're like pulled off, the Yellowstone truck with the kids in it's pulled off to the side, and one of them, Jam, he goes sort of into the field because he has to use the washroom. And so when he comes back, they all get in and they're driving. And as they're driving, Kissy, his girlfriend, begins to feel like there's something off about him. Like, something's not right. And she starts asking him questions that he should know the answer to, but he doesn't. And that's when they put together that this guy, this killer that's like stalking them down this highway, it's not just a human, like there's supernatural elements to it, because that guy is now wearing Jam's face. And like what he can do is, if he comes across someone, he can consume a part of them, a finger, an eyeball, I guess anything really, and then he takes on their visage, their whole body. And so Jam's dead, obviously, he's gone. Kissy gets it next. She gets splattered. He like pushes her out in front of a truck that just hits her. It just keeps going and going with more and more people and destruction, and like they pull off into like a gas station, and he's like just destruction everywhere they go as they're trying to get away from this guy. And so eventually it's just Harper and her sister and Dylan, her ex-boyfriend, and she really loves Dylan still. Like, you can tell they still really love each other. And as they're going through this together, like, you really feel that connection that they have. And then the guy gets him. He gets Dylan and he takes him. And so she's desperately trying to save him. And we learn that there's something in the, like, well, first we don't really know what it is, but he's not attacking her. And there's something in the, like, indigenous people that, like, doesn't agree with him, does not agree with his stomach. He can't eat them. And she's like, oh, you can't. And so he's got Dylan, and then she's still chasing after him, and Dylan ends up dying, unfortunately. I was so hoping that she would be able to get to him before, but it's brutal too, the way he dies, just terrible. And but he doesn't take Dylan's face, and she's like, that's because he's also Indian. Just because he's white, that doesn't mean he's not Indian. So he gets sick from that. And then the ending broke my heart. So her mom finally finds her again. And she's like, Mom, this is after a huge ordeal with another transport truck. She gets in. This nice guy lets her in. He's like, you're safe with me. This is going to be fine. But she is like destroying his truck. Not because she wants to, but because she's trying to get this guy. I felt bad for that guy. But anyway, she gets out of that. She, like, in the meantime, a cop's been killed. Like, so many people. Anyway, so her mom finally finds her and gets her. And so she's like, okay, so the old CB from their dad is still in the car. And she's trying to get a hold of Bucketmouth. That's his, like, name. And she finally gets him on the radio, and she tells him where to meet her. So she gets her mom to pull into a gas station. She's like, I will explain all this to you later. For now, I need you and Meg to go inside and be safe, please. And so she runs off to go meet him wherever. She's waiting. He shows up and reveals to her that he killed her mom and that he's got her sister tied up. And she's like, you son of a bitch. She's so upset. So she's like, okay, if he's telling the truth that Meg is still okay, I need to find a way to make a deal with him. And so at one point, they had been talking. This guy, he's lonely. He's lonely. And another thing that she finds out from him when she's meeting him now is that he leaves. So when he has a victim that he kills, he'll take their body parts and put them in jars with cinnamon to preserve them. And he sort of hides them on the highway so that should he ever need one, he can kind of just pull off and grab one. And as she sees him now in the light, she sees that he looks like her dad. And so she gets that final confirmation that her dad did, in fact, die. It's not that he chose not to come back to them. He died. He was killed. So she's like, listen. So she's trying to use his loneliness to her advantage. She's like, listen, you told me a bit ago that you didn't know you could do this, turn into other people, until, like, he was in the military or something. And he just tried it, not knowing what was going to happen, and then that's what happened. She's like, maybe I'm that too, so why don't we try? And then if I am, you let my sister go and I'll come with you. Me and you, we will troll these highways together. We will be unstoppable. He's like, okay. So they got this jar of eyes, and he has one and she has one, and they sit and they're waiting for it to kick in. And once his does start to kick in, he's like, kind of like, what's going on? And then she's pretending she's using a CB radio, and she's like, oh, hello, is anyone out there? Does anyone know what would happen to a really terrible bad killer if he consumed the body part of someone who was paralyzed? Because before, he had told her, like, if someone's sick, or if someone's this, that, or the other thing, you know, if they're disabled or whatever, he doesn't like to consume them because he takes not just their look, but how their body works too. Like, whatever's wrong with them becomes wrong with him. So she had gotten a body part from someone who's paralyzed, and now he can't move. And she cuts his arm, and she's like, that's so the dogs or coyotes or whoever, whatever animals are out here will smell you and will come and they will torture you before they kill you. And then she runs to go find her sister, and that is the end. And it was really good. It was really fun. Like I said, that perfect sort of summer read. You could just picture being out on the roads, even though it does seem like it's chilly because she's wearing a coat and she's cold. So neither of these books take place in the summer, but to me they feel like the summer. And all I'm feeling right now is summer because it's the hottest day of the year so far. And I am sweltering. So I'm going to go. I do have one question to ask you, though. I'm going to ask you in this video and then also in my Everything I Read in July video. And that is, based on everything that you've seen of the books I love, I love horror, I love weird books. What's a book that you think would be a 5-star read for me? I thought I might make a vlog about reading books that you think would be 5-star reads for me. So let me know your recommendations down below. And if I haven't read it, well, I'll give it a read. Until then, I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.